shopping, it is really easy. I think people sometimes get a bit daunted and think that it's hard, but like there's such amazing places to go. Like if you go to East London, Shoreditch, there's so many places there where you can do vintage shopping. Camden Market is always amazing. Brighton, they're probably my 3 main areas that I do my vintage shopping. But I think that sometimes people get scared with vintage shopping because a lot of the dresses, they're kind of weird sort of shapes and things like that. A lot of them you have to get tailored. A lot of my vintage shopping that I do, I have to then get them fitted to fit me. That's why I think that like my collection's amazing, because it's that sort of style, but it's modern fits and modern shapes. And I think that that's what I wanted to do when I designed my collection. I wanted to pull in that vintage aspect that I think young girls like, but they never can pick up things like that because it's always the weird old-fashioned shapes. And I think that you can only ever get one piece right, so they go there and it's like a size 10 and they're a size like 14. So mine, you can actually buy the sizes. Charity shops are good to find vintage clothing as well. I think that when you go to ones that are near where the vintage shops are, like East London, like around Shoreditch area, you'll normally get some good finds in there as well. Tom loves my style. He's got a completely different style to me though. I'm very into like the 50s, and like that's like all my range is very like out there, glamorous. I love dressing up and overdressing and lace and velvets. I love very like glamorous fabrics and cuts, whereas Tom's very casual. He loves jeans and like Vans and like a slogan top. So we've got completely different styles, but he loves my style, I love his style. His style works for him. I think that your style should tell your personality and what you're passionate about, and he knows that I'm passionate about like the glamorous 50s era. And I don't really know what he says. Well, he loves music and like DJing and stuff, so maybe his fashion sense tells his personality in that aspect. No, I don't think so. I think growing up I always just become very into the style that I currently wear, and I always, growing up as a child I always used to love like watching like Bedknobs and Broomsticks and like Mary Poppins and things like that, because I always loved that fashion, that style. So it was just something that I picked up from a young age, and I always just loved my style that I've got. I don't think it's really evolved much. Like growing up, I just think that as soon as I could start buying my own clothes, that's what I started buying. I've got a vintage jacket that I love, and it's a vintage Moschino jacket, and it's amazing, and I spent a lot of money on it, but it's a designer one and I know it will last me forever. It's beautiful. It's like I love things that cinch in a way, so it cinches in and it goes out, and it's got 2 big bows here, like velvet bows, and it's got 2 big bows around the cuff, and it's amazing. So that's probably my most expensive, but most of my vintage buys that I get aren't expensive at all. Like I pick things up for like £30. I normally get them really cheap, and then I just get them fitted to me. I decided I wanted to do my collection, and I wanted it to have a lot of my sort of style. I love 1950s fashion. That's my favourite era of fashion. So I kind of researched into all my style icons and what I generally love, the pieces that I've worn in the past, looked through my wardrobe and pulled out any vintage shapes and stuff that I loved that were from my era. But then I also went to Fashion Week. I put up my mood boards together of things I know that are going to be big for autumn, winter, and things I love. So lace was very big on the catwalk, and velvets, and then decided to just kind of tie in what I thought was going to be big, but then my own stamp, my own style. And some of the pieces that I got from vintage shops that I thought I could remodernise, but keeping in together with the 2 themes, and that's how I started doing my sketches. I would probably say my best piece out of the collection would be this dress that I'm wearing. I just love this dress because it's a shape that I've always loved, but I think it's very rare to find out there, like the tulip style dress with the bottom, and I just love it. I think it's so flattering. It cinches in at the waist. It's very elegant, timeless, feminine. And I love this as well, like the straps, you can pull them off. I love off the shoulder straps because I love that look, like very 50s. So you can pull them like off the shoulder, they've got like elasticated in there, or you can pull it up to make it look a little bit modern. So this would definitely be my favourite piece. I love this.